Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today I'm going to be making a little bit different video than the ones that I normally make. This is not by any means a long-term view of a company. Rather, I think that we have the opportunity for speculative play today, and this is something that we have the capability to look a little bit farther out than we normally do for a options trade. And the company I'm going to be looking at is QuantumScape Corp. They trade on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol QS. This is a solid-state battery company that is backed by Bill Gates. So they have a sizable backer, and there is a lot of money in the industry. Some of the clients that they can boast or have discussions with, rather, would include companies like Toyota as well as Tesla, due to the fact that if QuantumScape can perfect their battery technology, they are going to have no doubt of or no shortage of suitors that they can call on and reach out to. Now, this is a company that had a very strong year last year and leading into the first part of this year in terms of stock growth. You can see that it rocketed from where they initially started last year, below $20 a share, to as high as $125 a share. Now, keep in mind, during this time period, there was a lot of negative coverage that led to their eventual fall back down to earth to more normalized levels. Now, one of the things that I would also highlight is during the March timeframe, we also have a short report come out by, I believe it was Muddy Waters Research, talking about the lack of capabilities from this company. So there's been a lot of headwinds. As you can see, the company has been on a slight downtrend, albeit it's been slow, all the way down to their current levels, where they actually had a fairly substantial drop today of $21.80. So that's where they're at today. So what is the thought process, or why am I looking at this company now? Because I personally am not a huge fan of their fundamentals. You can see some of that capabilities here. You can see that they continue to be pre-revenue. As such, that means every time or every quarter, they are essentially having these net losses, and in some cases, substantial net losses. And during the same time period that the company is walking away with these huge losses, if you look at the SEC filings for the company, you can see that insiders are selling, and not only are they selling, but they are selling at a rapid pace. So you can actually see that if we click on the full report, and the platform I'm using here is TD Ameritrade. So here are just some of the factors that we can look at and highlight. I'm going to focus primarily on corporate insider activity. You can see that they have significant amount of sales as opposed to buys, but a lot of that is coming in at huge volumes. So again, what you're looking at here is millions of dollars, all while the company is losing a lot of cash. So these guys are all cashing out at the same point in time that a lot of these companies, or these guys are cashing out while the shareholders are taking heavy losses. Imagine if you bought in north of $100 a share, you're looking at 80% loss. So just be aware of that. So why do I like the capabilities here? Well, you can see a number of analysts have actually came out with some pretty strong price targets, and most of what you see here is actually higher than where the stock price is at today. Now, as someone who, generally speaking, would look at a company like this and would actually short it, what I'm actually going to look to do here is potentially throw some exposure out on the call side. Now, I saw some of this price action where it was an unusual options activity alert that you can get, and I saw that it occurred at the $35 price target for the 12/17/21 or December 17th approach. So let's go take a look at that. So still in TD Ameritrade, you can see the options capabilities here. What I'm going to be focused on is the option that was purchased. They had quite a bit of volume. You can see right here the $35 call option has a spread right at 124 to 143 on the bid and the ask, with the last trade going through was right at 122. Options are contracts for 100 shares, so this $1.22 that you can see right here would be a $122 option. The reason I highlight this is because this gets plenty of time and exposure, and if the stock were to make a move to $25 to $28, you'd see a huge uptick in the option premium associated with it, and for less than $150, I do think that that risk is worth some of that potential upside to get this many months on it. The other thing is I don't think that is out of the question for the stock to have some of that squeeze back up to $40 a share, or even they could have good news come out. So for this price right here, what I'm looking at personally, and this is something I'll be looking at tomorrow, is between the $30 and the $35 call option for December. This is something that I can look at spending between probably $150 to as much as $500 at, where I have a lot of exposure on a stock that is incredibly volatile. And if they have a 5 to 10% day, I could probably get in this play for free by selling one of those options or locking it into a spread. And that's what I'm going to be looking for here is, again, this $30, $35 call, just to play a up day again, despite the fact that, again, the stock does need to have some serious movement or capabilities that point to a lot more capable future and one that produces revenue and profit. However, just due to some of that tech that they do have, I do think they're ahead of the game, especially with the testing they've done thus far, and I'm willing to make that $500 bet to see that through. If you want to know when I may make a bet like that, feel free to check it out in the comment section down below, or in the description there is a Discord link that goes to where I make all of my trades. So let me know in the comments down below if you find this type of content helpful, and if you do, please consider leaving a like and a subscribe, as it really helps to grow the channel. So this is what I'm looking to do, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.